Our jobs is it's a privilege, absolutely, and it's really exciting to be exploring Mars and creating robotic technologies that explore Mars.
Namaskar, welcome to Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas, and today's show, as every show is special, but today is very special. So we have Sridhar Shanmugham, so that is SS. Then we will have Ranjeet Raghavan, so that is RR. So both of them, welcome. Swagat hai aapka. A matter of joy and pride for all of us, along with Sridhar Shanmugam ji, and that relates to the achievement of your son Vishnu Sridhar, and we read heard about him at various places. You specifically tell us at NASA what is he doing, what he has done.
Oh, he is a aerospace engineer, lead STEM engineer for Jet Professional JPL, where he's working, and also he was the one who was there with the rover from its initial stage to where till the day it flew into Mars.
Yes.
And now, even it is landing in Mars, he's handling it from here with all that sort of facility, what he's doing. And he's getting all these images that he's getting excited, and he's like, you know,
So let us go to your first look at the space, and you started imagining. I believe, be it an artist or a scientist, imagination plays an important role. Talk to me about your blossoming of this imaginary faculty of imagination.
Yeah, I mean, creativity and imagination is why we have all this exploration, and it starts from the curiosity. Um, for me, my passion for aerospace and aviation started right before I started high school. And that's why I pursued an aviation public high school in New York City, and eventually went to study aerospace engineering, which led to a position at JPL, NASA.
When
So
you
really
say
excited to be here.
Absolutely. I would still stay with you before you joined NASA, because that journey you made it so simple for us to see, must have had its own challenges and some questions whether I'll be able to do it or not. Or so let us learn a little bit more about your formulating years, studying here in Queens, and then figuring out about your career or how to uh, get to the door step, uh, which would make you a family at NASA?
Yeah. So since I was young, I was really interested in science and technology, and I really enjoyed watching like Carl Sagan's Cosmos TV show, and also learning about different engineering things like my grandfather did and things like that. That really initially sparked my interest to pursue engineering. And also living in Queens, you're in the middle of two giant airports, and I see airplanes flying all the time. And that really made me curious to learn how airplanes work and fly. And that was really the moment I started looking into aerospace engineering and thinking about pursuing that at the time.
And when you consider your career and you start studying, then what you would say acted as your role model at that time? And as you were mentioning about Carl Sagan's Cosmos, and any personality whose name is known to have made a mark in the field of space science, who sort of inspired you?
Yeah, I would say definitely Carl Sagan, and the inspiration coming from exploring the unknown and not only thinking about what's happening on Earth, but also trying to understand and answer fundamental questions, and where we are in the universe, and exploring that, like looking at the big picture, and reading about those things are made me really curious.
Talking about curiosity and talking about distraction in the digital age, um, how would you describe as a student what helped you stay focused? And sometimes kids have some dreams and parents have something else in mind for them. On that front, was it always clear, or there was something that needed to be sorted out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I was growing up, social media was just starting, and it was just a new thing that was becoming more and more popular. And nowadays, social media is the thing, and people are learning so much from social media. And I think it's all providing right directions. So, like kids growing up now, young aspiring scientists or engineers or even artists or anything you might be interested in, still following science and technology news on social media could keep you aware of what's happening and how our future is going to be shaped. So I think social media is really a good thing, but it depends on which direction you're following and what you want to look for.
So still staying with you here while Vishnu Sridhar is dreaming big or figuring out ways to move ahead in his life. What used to be your typical breakup of day? Were you considered very much focusing only on studies, or there were other interests which you were pursuing?
No, not at all. Like growing up, I was not only doing my academic coursework, but I also was reading science and technology news on the internet. I was really into tennis, so I was following that news. And photography is another thing I really enjoyed, and little projects I like to do. So it's really you should just follow and do what you really enjoy and like, and not only follow academic, although that's key and important to where you want to go, which is a tool that you need, but also pursuing your other interests and hobbies. It's a key thing to have to keep yourself busy.
So I heard from your father that you always wanted to become a aerospace scientist, and there was something in your mind which was pulling you towards the place where you are right now. Would you say this is something inborn, or how that passion becomes a part of one's being? If you care to say something about that.
Yeah, the reason I really started aerospace engineering is because, um, so if you imagine like 100 years ago, or in the modern history, we have airplane technology and we are able to go to different parts of the world and explore different things. And that wasn't the case a century ago. And similarly, now with the technologies we're having with NASA and space missions, it's really making humans explore worlds beyond our own. And that way we are curious naturally as humans, and I had a similar curiosity and I wanted to explore what's out there. And applying to JPL and NASA missions like was the right thing for me, because every day Mars exploration, we send the rover, we're exploring a new territory that we've never been, and that's really exciting to me.
So, coming towards this exciting moment, and also going back with you to the days when you probably were observing your father performing as a dancer, did you ever felt taking interest in classical Indian dance form, or the way your mother was pursuing her interest? How do you look at the impressions that you got from them?
Yeah, that I mean, it's a well-rounded experience, I would say. Like my parents were really into classical music, dance. I was into science and technology, and I think it's a good balance to have in every field. One needs a little bit of everything and have an eclectic taste, and that definitely gave me a good distraction on times when you need to not think about science and technology. I can go and explore the Indian classical music and dance forms, and also the rich heritage that comes behind it, and learn about the history.
But when I saw the first thing, like, when Fox, Georgia Tech interviewed, which I thought Georgia Tech, yes, because he was a student of Georgia Tech, that was pretty much fine because the college would always support it. And then came the next Fox television. He was there for about 10 minutes or 12 minutes. And I said, wow, wow, that's interesting that Fox television is coming forward to interview. Then rolled in all the medias, and I told him, like, take it as it comes in.
So that is a connection with Mangal, and there is a transition from Mangal. That's why I wanted to bring it to you.
Exactly. I used to everybody who comes to the temple says that. Now that your son is, landed in Mars, his rover, so you should have a Mangal temple. I said, that's one of our concept. Our concept is to build 9 temples in 9 cities for the 9 Navagrahas. Hopefully, we'll be able to
So
do
we
it.
come back to you, Raghavanji. It is always a source of joy when kids do
Ranjeet,
well.
sorry.
But then, even if they don't do well, parents have this duty to encourage them and support them.
My name is Uma Narayana. My daughter's name is Ananya Dhananjay. She's been part of Bala Vikas since 2016. In Bala Vikas, she's learning sloka, art, bhajan, and yoga. Bala Vikas has become an integral part of her life. Not only she's learning the above mentioned, but she's also learning a great part of Sanatana Dharma, which is Seva. Seva is not helping oneself, but also helping others. Thank you so much, Shanishwara Temple, for giving us great values of Sanatana
Hey
Dharma.
everyone, my name is Bhaskar Venkatasubramanian. I teach the kids stories from Purana and try to map it to today's value and how to apply in day-to-day life. So I believe teaching them social skills, developing good relationship, and emphasizing the significance of good ethics and seva. Not last but not the least, try something new or few of many ways in making the kids successful in their life. Here at Balavikas, we take it very seriously and strive very hard to fulfill that need while narrating the stories. That's right. Please don't wait to give your kids a chance to try something new at Balavikas.
My name is Priya, and I'm a student of the Balavikas classes. These classes help me learn a lot of different perspectives of life. In addition, the classes help me learn better and understand my culture, and is teaching me more about Hinduism.
We give equal attention to each kid. So if somebody it's difficult to identify, because one thing is the activities are so energetic. I don't think I've seen any kid being bored or not doing anything, because as Sridharji was mentioning, right, we have bhajan. First is you have shloka, and slokam everybody has to chant nicely and louder so that it sounds like shloka. And then we have bhajan. We have like we'll do 3 or 4 bhajans in the time frame, and then we have a story session. So each activity is so energetic that I don't see any kid being bored or sitting idle or not doing anything. And what I personally do is, being a coordinator, what I do is I jump from each session to the other session and see, note, and identify if there is anything missing or anybody is not doing certain things. Then I discuss, and then we reach out to the parents and make sure. The important aspect here is it's not just the child getting involved in here. We are bringing in the parents also. We make sure that each and every parent is also being a part of Bala Vikas, not just the kid. I mean, this is not this two-hour session is not like leaving the child and do their own work and I do. No, we don't do that. We make sure that individual parents are involved in it so that they'll help the child, which we cannot, because of this time, right? I mean, we are using Zoom because of this COVID pandemic, and we couldn't have personal attention to the kids, because last year we used to bring the kids at the temple and we do the whole Bala Vikas, but this year it is difficult. So we make sure we individually reach out to the parents and make sure that they give enough of time to the child, and make sure the whole session is energetic and fun-filled.
Namaste. My name is Kamlesh. Bala Vikas is a unique and comprehensive program that provides a platform for children to develop in embracing our rich Vedic heritage and culture so that they can shine. Thank you. Jai Shri Shanideva. Namaste.
My name is Srividya and I'm the yoga instructor at Bala Vikas. At Bala Vikas, we teach yoga and meditation as part of their curriculum. And yoga is a unison of body, mind, and soul. We teach our children how to be both physically and mentally healthy. And yoga is such a great treasure that our ancestors have given us. I'm sure this came handy, especially during the challenging times like this, when everything seemed to be impossible. And at Bala Vikas, we start our yoga session with a breathing technique, followed by few vinyasas and yoga postures, and we end our session by doing a mindfulness meditation. Thank you so much.
And again, we don't keep the whole session boring. We have interactive sessions in between so that they'll be active and they'll be energetic. Wonderful. We have storytelling, and then we have arts. Arts is one of those, I think I would say one session which we brought in this year. This was the first time we are bringing in arts, but arts is something which is super hit, I would say. Kids are so excited to do arts. I mean, if I skip a arts class, unfortunately, if teacher is not available or if we don't have, kids come back and they come and ask, okay, Ranjeet uncle or, Sridhar uncle, we don't have arts? What? We don't have arts? I mean, that's the excitement when they come into the Bala Vikas. So I've seen that every week I come in and I've seen that, that excitement is there.
We would like to thank the entire Bala Vikas team for their wonderful community service. As a parent, always we would like to give the best to our kid towards their intellectual, social, physical and spiritual skills. The Bala Vikas team is providing all the necessary skills to the kids with their dedication. Once again, thank you to the Bala Vikas team, Sridhar ji and Rupa ji. Thank you all.
Namaste, myself Priyanka Ahinave, and here at Bala Vikas I teach art and crafts to the kids. So as we know that art and craft is very important for kids to have their visual development improvised. So in every session of the arts and craft, what we make sure is that kids will always learn something new. So either it could be some new technique or some color theory, or how colors go with each other, how they play with each other, or some craft activity we try to teach. So based on the event of that week, we pick some art and we make sure that kids will get the importance of that event also. So based on the event, we decide what art we are going to teach the kids, and based on the art, they will learn the importance of that event. So let me show you some examples. Like, so this art of the Mahatma Gandhi we have done in on the 2nd October on their Jayanti. So this is OP art, which is something new to kids to got introduced. So this one is, we did on the Dashera. So this one to teach the color theory and color wheel, where kids will understand how colors plays with each other or behave with each other. And this one for them to learn about new techniques and the importance of the fall. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So the excitement for art is very encouraging, and it assures us that there is something right happening, and that right is happening at many places, but at especially Shani Mandir, which is New Hyde Park.
We are in New Hyde Park.
So temple and cultural space for kids, that bridge, plus how difficult or easy it has been for you to inspire parents to bring their kids, Sridharji.
It is, I think I would say it's the job of every temple. It's the duty of every temple to have and focus on children and Bala Vikas. All families around the world, of all cultures, if you look at it, you earn for what? You want to, earn for, you invest for your children. You build a house for your children to live comfortably. You go for a job because you have children and you want to feed them and take care of them. Every step of our life, it's for the future generation what we are looking at and what we're doing for. So a temple is a place where this entire community comes together, right? And if a temple does not focus on the next generation, what is the use of a temple?
Namaste, Jai Shri Shani Deva. At Bala Vikas, our kids continue to learn about our rich Vedic heritage. The temple management and the Bala Vikas teachers make sure the content and the activities are age specific every week, week after week. And it also helps in overall spiritual and cultural development. We consider ourselves very fortunate to have been associated with the Bala Vikas program through the Shanishwara temple at Long Island. Thank you for the opportunity. Namaste.
So for me, investing into the future generation is very critical, And that is why I wanted to have, Bala Vikas program. And one principle is that when the child comes into the temple, we do not shoo the child or ask them to keep quiet or don't run. We don't give any instructions to the kid. They should do what they want to do. And it's a job of the parents to take care that they don't get hurt or they don't fall down. And it's a job of the management to take care if they leave a mess. That's what we do. So that the child feel comfortable coming to the temple. Once they come into the temple, they look at activities and they get involved. When the child is showing importance to the activity, the parents automatically come in. So this is the vicious cycle which goes on.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So as we move towards the concluding part of our conversation, very quick questions too. Number one for you, Ranjeet Raghavan of Bal Vikas. Vikas relates to development. So it is not just the development of kids. Somewhere as parents you are also growing in your understanding about your own culture. So what did you learn?
What did I learn? Patience. Patience and being a little more serious, right? I've learned to manage a lot of things because kids, I've heard people saying that it's so difficult to manage a kid, but then I think I've learned, managing kids, and I've learned how to make them happy. And then again, on top of that, the Bala Vikas, the teaching culture or teaching a lot of new things is not just for the kids. I also learn from things. I also listen to things, and I also try to understand. So there are a lot of stories which I have never heard.
Absolutely. So there is so much to learn, and that is what keeps life interesting, enjoyable, and especially coming with Indian roots, Indian cultural roots. What, as Sridharji was saying, you learn is not just relevant for this space, but it is relevant for whichever space you occupy and relate to people wherever you relate to. So as we conclude, Sridharji, what would you like to say to our viewers and those who may or may not come to Shani Mandir, but what you are doing is something which should be done at various places in their own locality. So the significance of Bala Vikas and cultural understanding.
The main significance is we are instilling our values into the young minds. We are channelizing their energy so well that they are going to be sort of a greater person in the future. We give them the values to become a strong leader in the future, and also work as a team and be together with the family, culture. Everything goes on together. We also do this entire Bala Vikas program virtually, even after the pandemic open up and coronavirus is gone. There'll be in-house training, Bal Vikas program, and also having virtual program. Now we have students coming from the Midwest, coming from Connecticut, the teachers from California. So it's such a beautiful, organic way of things happening that people around
so
this
wonderful. Sridhari, I think I realize that when there are some speed breakers, you take a flight, and that creativity with the help of wings of technology is bringing more people together, and that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is also being realized with the help of internet and various media platforms. So I know there is so much excitement on the face of Ranjeet Raghavanji, and we will have some other day more conversation. Probably we will have kids also here with them someday, but it's such a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having us.
Lots and lots of
really a pleasure.
And thanks for what you are doing, both of you.
Thank you.
And inspiring conversation with Sridhar Shanmughamji from Sri Shani Mandir, which actually is Sarva Mangala
Sanishwara
Mandir. And Raghavan, Ranjeet ji, thank you. Lots of good wishes. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए. नमस्ते.